Hi guys, I'm Samina and today on the Cupcake Confession, I'm showing you how to make this royally decadent mango and berry layer cake. The king of fruits deserves a royal treatment and that's why this cake happened. So without making any more delays, I'm going to show you how I made this ridiculously delicious mango and mixed berry jam layer cake. Here you go. Preheat your oven to 150C or 300F. In a bowl, sift all your dry ingredients. So here I have all-purpose flour, caster sugar, and I also have some baking powder. If you're using unsalted butter, it's also a good idea to add some salt in there. We're also going to make our wet ingredients. So here I have some milk, and then I have some eggs and some vanilla extract. I'm going to mix that, keep it aside. Now I'm going to transfer the dry ingredients into the stand mixer's bowl and also add some light brown sugar. Give it a good mix. With my spatula, I'm going to break down any large chunks of the brown sugar. Give it a mix again, then add my softened salted butter and just mix till the butter is uniformly combined with the flour mix. I like to scrape along the sides and the bottom of the bowl to make sure everything is well combined. Give it a good mix again for another 10 to 20 seconds. Then I'm going to add my wet ingredients. So once I've done that, I'm just going to really mix this batter till it looks more like cake batter, and this takes about 2 minutes. So once I have that done, I have two 6-inch cake tins that I have greased and lined the bottoms with parchment paper. I'm going to fill them as evenly as I can, bake them in the oven for about 35 to 40 minutes. They should feel springy to the touch, or a skewer inserted in the center of the cake must emerge clean. Once that's done, you're going to take the cakes out of the oven, let them cool for 30 minutes. Use a spatula, go around the sides of the cake, transfer to a wire rack and let it cool completely, preferably overnight. Now we're going to go to make our mango buttercream. So here I have some milk and I have some heavy cream, caster sugar and mango puree, which is freshly pureed. So I'm just going to mix this till all the sugar has dissolved and it looks like a uniform mix. And once I see that has happened, then I'm going to add my all-purpose flour, and then I'm again going to swap the spatula for the whisk and just keep whisking till all the flour has uniformly combined with this liquid mix. And this also ensures that if there are any lumps, they get broken down. Once it's melted and all well combined, I'm going to increase the flame to medium or medium high and then let it boil for exactly 3 minutes. Then I'm going to transfer this into a container and cover the top with some parchment paper so a skin doesn't form, and let it cool down completely to room temperature. Once that has happened, I am going to start whisking my butter till it's really nice and soft and pliable, about a minute. Once it has softened well, I like to scrape along the sides again just to make sure that everything is well combined and the butter is uniformly softened. And then I beat it for another 2 minutes or so till it's really light, pale and fluffy. Then I'm going to start adding this room temperature pudding mix that has mango puree in it. So it really flavors your buttercream with mango, and there are no artificial colorings or food enhancers that are used in this. It's just pure fresh mango puree. So I like to add this in 3 parts just to make sure that I'm not overwhelming the butter with too much pudding mix in one go. I like to mix it on medium speed for 30 seconds each, and once I've added the final installment of the pudding mix, then I increase the speed to about medium high and go non-stop for about 2 minutes. And in this time you will see that the buttercream has gone really fluffy and beautiful looking. It's light and airy and it goes so well on your layers. Now we're going to start assembling the cake. So first of all, I'm going to level off the layers because I don't want a wobbly cake or an uneven looking cake. So I use a cake leveler and slice one cake into 2 parts. So I have 4 layers. Then on my cake stand, I'm just going to put some icing so the cake stays in place and doesn't wobble around or move and fall or something. Then I'm going to fill the mango buttercream in a piping bag and put a thick swirl of that on the cake. Use my big spatula to really spread the icing around. Then I'm going to add some mixed berry jam. I'm going to mix that around as well with my spatula just to make sure that it's all around the cake, but I won't go too far out. Then I'm going to repeat the same process with the rest of the layers. So it's always the sponge, then the buttercream, and then a layer of the mixed berry jam. You can be experimental and try just a single berry jam like a strawberry jam or raspberry or blueberry jam. I like to have all the berries in one go, so you get a lot of tartness to counter the sweet buttercream flavor, which I really like. And then once you've put the final layer on, you're going to put the buttercream swirl on the top, and you're also going to go along the sides of the cake. I like to fill the cracks of the cake just to make sure that if there is any space left inside of the cake, it will be filled with the buttercream evenly, and there will be even layers from cake. There will be even layers of the buttercream as well. So once I have done that, I'm going to use my big spatula to just ease the icing outside of the top layer, and then I'm also going to go along the sides, and once it's really well evened out, I'm going to use also my cake scraper to really smoothen out the entire icing on the cake. And this will then need to be refrigerated. Now you can either refrigerate that for about 4 to 5 hours or even overnight, or you can pop it into the freezer for about 20 to 30 minutes. This helps the buttercream icing to really cling, or any stray cake crumbs that may be, they stick to the icing. So when you put the final coating of your icing, after it has been crumb coated, it looks like a very even and smooth layer. So here what I'm doing is just taking or scooping the sides to make sure that the tops are even as well. And now that I have this out of the freezer, I'm going to just give it a good wipe along the sides, because now the icing is quite hard. Using an offset spatula, it makes it really easy to scrape the uneven bits along the sides of the cake stand. So this is my final layer of the frosting. So I add generous blobs of the mango buttercream, and then I spread it evenly and go along the sides as well. Here I will also be using a decorative design comb, I'd like to call it. I have linked it down in the description box below. It really helps give your cake a cool design that I feel is really nice. Adds a special touch if you are trying to be a little bit fancy. So it's just something that I thought would go well with this cake. So once you have done that, all you have to do now is just smooth out the icing. This is the cake comb that I was talking about, and then I'm also going to go along the tops to make sure the top is even, because you want a very I'm going to go along the tops to make sure it's even. And now it's time to decorate the cake. You can just leave it the way it is, but I really like to add some fresh flowers because it just makes the cake look really good. I also have some meringues here that I've added, and this is the cake which is finally ready, and it is completely beautiful looking and decadent at the same time. So we're just going to slice into this, and I can show you exactly what the layers look like on the inside. So here you can see we have layers of vanilla sponge, mango buttercream and tart berry jam. So that's it, guys. This was the recipe for the ridiculously decadent mango and berry jam layer cake. If you really like this recipe, give it a try. Post a photo on Instagram. I would really love to see your creation and how this cake turned up for you and your experience while making it. If you like this recipe and you want to see more of these kind of recipes, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And while you do that, please don't forget to ding this bell button. This will ensure that you are notified every time I post a new recipe, which is every Tuesday and Thursday. So until I see you again next time, bye!